Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We appreciate you tuning in this morning. So every once in a while we get the pleasure of bringing you a custom ordered trailer. I say it time and time again here. Every one of our Cimarrons that we have on the lot, nothing is standard. They're like a fingerprint. Every one of them has something a little bit unique, a little bit different options, because honestly, that's what customers look for. And what we do is we'll take a look at a trailer, we'll order inventory, we try to keep a wide variety, and again, with a lot of different options on these trailers. And then every once in a while, a customer will call up and say, hey, this is what I'm kind of looking for, and we can say, well, we have this on order, this is coming, it's still at a point where you can make some changes. And that's exactly what we did with this trailer behind us here. So the customer called up looking for a 4-horse with a closet tack, and we did that. And of course we carry about 2 of those on order or on hand at any time. They're really well optioned trailers. They're really well recepted from the standpoint of a front dressing room with a separate tack room on it. But again, he kind of put his own fingerprint on this trailer back here. He wanted to make some changes. We were still at a point where we could do that. So we went through and we did that to this Cimarron Norstar. This is a 2022 model. Again, it's a 4-horse. So as we walk you through this trailer, I'm going to tell you what were kind of some of the standard options and then what the customer upgraded to. Again, we can build you whatever you want if you have a little bit of time. Again, we try to keep a wide variety to hit a lot of different customer wants and needs. But let's take a look at this one, because this one is a really cool and unique trailer. So again, we kind of started with our standard 4-horse with a closet tack room. One of the very first things is you've got a manual hand crank jack. There is one version that we carry that actually will have the electric over hydraulic jack with a battery box as well. That way, I mean, we just kept seeing some customers making that upgrade. So we went ahead and did that, but on this one here, this one's the manual crank. So again, we continually have about 2 of these on hand or on order. One of the other things we do here is we've noticed over the last couple years, and I'm sure you've noticed it as well, all these newer pickups continue to get taller as far as bed height goes. Now, that's not going to change. That change kind of happened about early 2000s as well. So at that time, on a gooseneck trailer, the industry standard for a gooseneck drop wall was 47 inches. But the trucks got taller, so we had to evolve in the trailer industry. So that standard went to 50 inches. Well, here over the last couple of years, we've seen it again. I'm sure if you watch some trailers going down the road, some older trailers on newer pickups, one of 2 things is happening. They're either running uphill, so they have bed clearance and they're putting most of that weight on that back axle, if not all of it, or the trailer is running level, but there's hardly any bed clearance. The last thing we want to do is to get a brand new pickup and tear up a bed. They're not cheap to replace. It's ugly. So basically at that point we could be doing damage to the trailer as well. But what we've done here at Transwest is on these using trailers, we've gone in, we've made this 53 inches. And why that is so now we can level the trailer out, making sure we have equal weight distribution over the 2 axles, and we have plenty of bed clearance for you. We'll take them kind of individually. If a trailer has air ride, if we're getting into the 17.5-inch wheels, 19.5-inch wheels, we'll probably opt to stay with the 50-inch gooseneck drop, because we've already created some height for the box itself and the trailer itself. But on this type of trailer right here, we've gone ahead and done that 53-inch gooseneck drop. So now, again, we can level the trailer out when the customer gets here. We can make sure he has plenty of bed clearance. We can adjust that coupler, that stem height, whatever we need it to be. So again, we've kind of taken that step here at Transwest on our Cimarrons strictly for that reason itself. So I've got both these doors open here. So the door to the left is going to be our closet tack. That was already on this trailer itself. Now, we ended up adding some length to this trailer. This is a 6-foot short wall on this trailer, where normally on this setup we run a 5-foot short wall. So we have a 4-foot offset, so this closet tack is shifted about a foot forward on this trailer. But what he wanted was he wanted a hay room. So instead of doing a hay rack, where he's got to get up on top of the trailer, loading hay, unloading hay, he opted for the hay room. We've done this on a few trailers before, some on inventory. We've built quite a few of them out there. But again, now we have this separate room ahead of the closet tack that now we can store hay. So again, hay, shavings, extra tack, miscellaneous stuff, your cooler, anything like that can be now put in this room. It's completely sealed off, but now it keeps everything nice and clean as far as our dressing room, our closet tack room itself. And again, now he is not having to worry about getting hay up on a hay rack or off of it. And all we did was we really added a foot link to the trailer that we had already on order. There's an LED light in there. There's some hooks in there for some storage. He can hang some stuff. We also put a fold-up step. We really try to incorporate fold-up steps on a lot of these different tack rooms, dressing rooms, anything like that, because it makes it a lot easier from a transition from the ground up in there and out as well. So now we'll get into that closet tack. Again, the closet tack has become so popular over the last couple of years. We do this pretty frequently in a 3 and 4 horse gooseneck. Again, we try to carry about 2 of those on order, on hand at any time. But it's really receptive. Customers have recepted it really well, because now again we can keep our front dressing room that I'll show you when we get to the other side of the trailer nice and clean, and now we have a place for all of our tack. And this is a really cool tack room itself, because we've got this nice big wide door. And the reason why we have such a wide door on this is because we have a swing out saddle rack. And as you could see when I was starting to pull it out, there's plenty of clearance between the actual pads and that door frame. Last thing we want to do is have our saddles rubbing or dragging on a door frame going in and out. It's on a gas shock. It's really easy to use. 4 tiers. Since it's a 4 horse, we've got the 4 pads. These are all adjustable as well, so we can move them up and down, space them, whatever we want to. And then it just pushes in and out of the way. And what's cool is if you look at it, there's still quite a bit of floor space on this trailer here. And I can have my saddle rack swung in, and I can still get to my hooks. I mean, I can literally step in here, and again, I'm not, having to kind of shift around anything. I can still access everything. There's 2 rows right there, and then everything's carpeted in that tack room. We really like to incorporate all that carpet from the standpoint of anytime we have anything hanging on this wall, as we're driving down the road, if that's that aluminum sheet on the inside, it's going to create noise. Well, our horse is on the other side of that. But then also it's going to be potentially doing some damage to some of your tack as well. So we really like, again, incorporating that carpet all the way around, even on the door. And then we put a 2-way roof in up there as well. That way you can air this out if you want to. It's a 2-way, so you can open it both directions. And then on your door, you've got a brush tray for some smaller miscellaneous items to store, and then a 4-tier blanket bar rack here. It's on a gas shock as well, so it swings out. But again, nothing's going to be rubbing up against the doors, anything like that. And then again, we incorporated one more step for that tack room as well. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this, because I want to show you something else the customer did to this trailer. But first I want you to notice one more thing on this. So we have a normal door handle here, a latch, same here, and then we've got this butterfly paddle latch that goes over this door. Well, think about this as you're driving down the road. This trailer here is hinged toward the front. This door here is hinged towards the back. So last thing I want is somebody to not get this all the way shut and this thing swing around as we're going down the road. It's going to put a lot of pressure and a lot more force with the wind grabbing it, taking it that direction. So we like to incorporate these, and we like to incorporate these on the escape door that I'll show you here in a minute. Here's another upgrade the customer did, the graphics. So there's a couple different styles of graphics that you can do, some different color packages. He opted for kind of this red maroon with some black, some silver, kind of some charcoal in there as well. It does dress the trailer up. Those type of items can be added after the fact as well. So just because there's a trailer, that we have here that doesn't have it, doesn't mean you can't put them on there. We can get them from Cimarron, or we actually have a graphics company that we can incorporate that is a sister company here to Transwest, that we can do a custom design for you. You can pick it out, you can pick out the colors, and they can come and put it on the trailer itself. Maybe you want a farm name, anything like that, that can be done. So we try to keep it a blank canvas for you, because I don't want to guess maroon and you show up in a blue pickup and want blue. So we would rather just leave our trailers for inventory just kind of blank, and then again, we can get graphics if you want, and we can help you out with some colors and different options there. We've got a 16-inch awning light up above, so we've got some light coverage here as you're tacking and untacking. If you don't have, obviously at night or early morning, something like that, you've got some coverage there. Now, because of the length of this trailer, by us lengthening it out a little bit more, this has 7,000-pound rubber torsion axles. If it was a little bit shorter, it'd have 6s, but based on, you know, just the size of the trailer, a certain length, the capability, you know, by having another hay room to put some more storage, more items on this trailer, we opted to put 7Ks on it. Aluminum wheels are standard. These are nitrogen filled tires. You have a 1-year, no questions asked warranty on these tires. You can hit a nail, a screw. If it can't be patched, they'll replace it. Road debris, they'll replace it. If you have a blowout, they'll replace it. So that's a really nice feature from the vendor that Cimarron uses, Lion's Head, for the wheels and tires. You also have 2 years of roadside assistance. We kind of talked a little bit about, when we were up there at the Gooseneck, about doing damage to the bed of your pickup. So nobody wants additional costs after the fact. This is a bolt-on fender that Cimarron does. That's standard on every single trailer. So why I mention that is because if this is a weld-on, it would cost you more in labor to cut it off and put a new one on rather than the bolt-on. So we're cutting down on labor time, saving you money if you ever have to replace that. So now a couple more things the customer did. On this original order, with it being that closet tack 4-horse, we don't have any rear tack. So we have this trailer wide open, but he just wanted some additional storage on this trailer. So he opted to put a folding rear tack room over here to the left. So you can put some additional items in here, or if you decide, hey, I don't want that in there right now, or I want to maybe put some different kind of toys, maybe some 4-wheelers or something like that, I can collapse that out of the way. Again, what'd that take me? Just 5 seconds to get that tucked out of the way. If you want to completely remove that wall, it can be done as well. There's a couple pins on the back side. That's more of a 2-person job, just from the standpoint of it's not really that heavy, but it's just kind of awkward and you're dealing with it. It's always good to have some help just kind of lining up, getting those pins out. But then from there, you've got a little bit wider opening. So we have the 60/40 rear doors. So the 40 will cover the opening of that folding rear tack, and then you've got the little bit wider door to the right. With it being a 4-horse, we've got 2 partial dividers, and then we've got a stud divider at 1. So we do have an escape door on this as well. So again, if you got a problem child that needs to be separated, they can be up here in this first stall. If you're hauling 2-3 head, this first stall can work as additional storage for you as well. So this trailer's got a ton of storage on it. The stud divider goes clear to the floor. These are really easy to use dividers. They're really smooth, lock into place. They don't create a lot of noise. The reason why is this is a plastic, this is a heavy UHMW paddle latch, so you don't have metal to metal contact. Metal to metal contact will create a lot of noise, kind of like we were talking about with the carpet in that on the tack walls of the closet tack, and then also metal to metal rubs and will wear out over time, so we're not going to have that issue there. One of the other things is these big springs on the bottom of these dividers here. Everything sucks towards the driver's side of this trailer. We're actually tipped towards passenger side, and as you can see, I'm not going to have to hold the divider getting a horse in and out. They literally will actually pull towards that driver's side. But you know, this is the exact same side extrusion that they use on the trailers itself. So these things are heavy duty and stout. Kick mats all the way around, rubber mats on the floor. Some customers will opt to have worm flooring or a floor like that put in there. We can help you out with that if you want to go that route. Maintenance on this floor, you do need to pull these mats probably at least once a year. A lot of it depends on use. The heavier you use the trailer, the more times you need to pull mats, power wash the trailer out, let it completely dry, and then we actually recommend you put baking soda down. And why baking soda is because it'll counteract the acidity of urine and will allow these, you know, floors to last even longer. As long as you take care of these trailers, they'll take care of you and they'll last forever. But it does come down to the user and actually pulling these mats and actually caring for the floor itself. When you're actually doing that too, you can actually assess it. Is there something going on? Do we see some corrosion? Do we see some cracks? Do we see some pinholes? Those type of things can be taken care of early. If you let it go on, it becomes a big project, a lot more cost. Again, 4 bus windows on the hip wall. Cimarron utilizes as big of windows as they possibly can. We like to create a lot of airflow. 4 LED lights. Insulated roof that's standard on every single Cimarron. That is important because it will keep this stall area about 20% cooler. Compared to an aluminum sheet, you come in here in the summertime and you will notice a massive difference in just comfort of the overall temperature in the stall area compared to an aluminum sheeted roof. Those other ones just conduct heat. You know, I always tell everybody 5 o'clock here when it's been 95, 100 degrees on this asphalt, that's the worst. You can hop in one of these trailers that's all sealed up. It'll be 120, 125 degrees, and then you jump in a Cimarron, it'll be substantially cooler. But what we try to do is we try to create a lot of airflow through here with the big bus windows. There's 2-way roof vents as well. I showed you one of those in that tack room, but there's one above each stall. I'll show you the drop windows here in a minute, but when you incorporate all these in that insulated roof, it does make the horses more comfortable in this trailer itself. So we really haven't talked a lot about structure. Industry's best floor. It's a 12-inch deck. Tongue and groove locks in high and low. It's an extruded piece of aluminum. It's 4-inch centers. So imagine hip size of your horse. They're standing on a support beam wherever they stand on this trailer. One of the quickest and easiest ways to tell quality of a trailer is crawl underneath. First and foremost, they start with the floor and build up. So if you look underneath the trailer and those centers, those I-beams that run across the whole length, once they start spreading out, I guarantee it's a cheaper price point trailer, but again, the quality is not there. I mean, you're literally talking about going from 4-inch centers to, you know, we'll see some where they're 12 inches or bigger on some trailers. So that's where you get those pits and waves over time, where horses are standing, they don't have that support there. So again, he added a couple items in here. As we work over to driver's side, there's a good look at those big drop windows that I mentioned on the inside. The first one's a little bit smaller because it is in the escape door. We actually have that drop window in the escape door. Some manufacturers won't even put a drop window in the escape door. It'll just be a bus window. But as you can see, you can create a lot of airflow through this trailer. We can manipulate airflow with those 2-way roof vents, with our bus windows, with these drop windows, and then obviously that insulated roof. So you've got the escape door at stall 1 as well. So again, could work as some additional storage for you. Like I mentioned, we've got our door handle here, but then we've got this latch that goes over it. And the reason why is last thing we want is a horse playing with that inside and not having a secondary, basically security on the outside here, making sure that doesn't get open. But you'll notice on the drop windows, there's this big amount of framework between the edge of it and the window itself. That's all, that is true framework. These things are so big and stout. Again, that quality over time using this trailer. Every time we use this trailer, more than likely we're going to be opening and closing these. They're going to hold up over time. A prefab window is really loose. It's really lightweight, it wobbles in your hand. So these things are stout. And then the fit and finish, if you start looking at some of the welds, you've got these welded hinges with grease zerks, so they're easier to maintain. But if you look at these welds, I mean, that's flawless. I'm not a welder, but I know that's a good weld. So then to cap off this trailer, we've got that front dressing room like I mentioned. So again, we added a touch of length to it. And then he wanted this door on this driver's side, which we had to because of the hay room and the closet tack door being on the other side. Normally, you know, we don't have that hay room there, so we actually incorporate both doors on passenger side. But this one here is on driver's side. Again, there's that fold-up step, like I was showing you on the other two. And then we did a couple things in this front dressing room. There is a boot box against the drop wall there. So it's really good for just kind of smaller miscellaneous items to store in there, but then works as a step if you want to hop up into the nose itself. You can throw a mattress in there, bedroll, sleeping bags, anything like that. You've got the windows for a cross breeze to see out as well. It is pre-framed for an AC. Now it's not wired, but at least the framework is done. That's kind of it's pretty costly if we do that after the fact, so it's just a lot easier to just have that done when we're building these trailers themselves. And then we carpeted the wall, put some hooks in here for you as well, so you can store some items there. And then on the back wall, we put a shelf with a clothes bar below it, and this has a lip to it, so we can kind of store, again, some smaller miscellaneous items, hang some clothes. So again, you can keep that front dressing room really clean. You're not having to smell your tack in there. Completely separated. Again, a lot of cool different tack options and storage options on this trailer. So again, we took an inventory piece. It was still at a point where we could make some changes. So the customer kind of, again, put his own fingerprint on this trailer, and it turned out really, really well. I know he's going to be really excited to come get it here in the next couple days. So let me give you the stock number on this, because if you're interested in this trailer, we can send you drawings, we can get you a quote on it. That number is 5N210003. It is a 2022 Cimarron Norstar 4-horse gooseneck. Again, closet tack, hay room, folding rear tack, front dressing room. Again, a lot of cool things on this trailer. But if you have any questions, you want to look to see what we have on order and what's coming, or potentially build you something, give us a call. Anybody on the sales team can help you out. Our number is 303-684-3400. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.